So what is next? Well, today I got a new deck profile for you guys using the Rising Brawly structure deck that's about to come out for set 6. And that new Brawly leader, one is Wake Inside, Brawly Evil Unleashed. So we're going to jump right into it. Obviously he's a green leader card, so we're going to be using a lot of green support cards with him as well. He has an active main on his front side. Choose one green Frieza card from with the energy cost of 1 from your deck and add it to your hand. Then shuffle your deck if you look through it, then negate this skill for the duration of the game. So you only use it once, but that's all you really need to do is use it one time to get your main card out. Then on his Awaken side, he is untap 1 and draw 1, so 1 for 1 leader. He is the Brawly Evil Unleashed with a permanent. If there are 2 or more battle cards in play, you cannot play another battle card, so you're limited to just 2 on his Awaken side, but you can actually get around that by playing more before you awaken. But with this deck, you kind of want to awaken as fast as you can, so no need for that anyways. He has an auto Sparking 7. When this card attacks, draw until you have 6 cards in your hand, so he does draw multiple times, which is really good, but only until you have 6, so it's best to try to empty out your hands and then attack with this guy, then fulfill your hand up again. Then he has a really good active main. Once returned, choose one of your battle cards and KO it, then choose your opponent battle card and KO it. You don't need to have one of your battle cards to KO though. You can't just KO your opponent's battle card with anything, with basically nothing on your side of the battle area. So it needs to be 1 for 1. So getting right into the deck, we're going to be playing 3 Brawly Unrealized Ambition. So this guy is basically the heart of the deck. This is how you get the chain going. This is what you're going to use that Brawly's active main on the front side to search for, because once you get this guy in your hand, everything that's how you start the chain. Everything kind of gets going after that, which is really good. We're only maining 3. Technically I would probably just only really main 1, maybe 2, but you don't really want these guys in your life. Even though you're going to be taking life, this is how you do it. This guy takes a lot of life here. So just reading his auto, when you play this card, if your leader card is a green Frieza's army card, take 2 life and add them to your hand. So just off the top, you're going to take 2 life. You're going to go from 8 to 6, just like that. So then when this card is removed from the battle area or by your opponent's skill or is KO'd, so not by count, combo, or anything, but if they warp it or decrease its attack and it goes down to 0, or they just send it back to your hand or anything like that, then that's how it's going to activate his skill. So it's really good here. So when this guy leaves the battle area, you can choose up to 1 or 2 life from your 1 or 2 life and add them to your hand. Then you can play a Brawly BR card with a cost of 3 from your hand and play it. So that's really good right there, because it adds another body to the battle area right there. And then you go down from 6 to 5 at that point, or 6 to 4 if you really want to awaken at that point as well. So you can actually awaken really fast with this, and that's kind of what you want to do. Not take up too much life. I think sitting at 4 is probably the best, and just stay at 4 the whole entire game. Then we're running 2 Paragus Deadly Premonition. This card is really good too. There's no point in not playing this guy, because when you play him from your hand, you can look up the top 5 cards from your deck and choose 1 Brawly BR card among them. So any of the Brawly BR cards, that's how you cycle through and add them to your hand, like the 6 drop and the 8 drop, even the 4 drop, even the 1 drop, but at that point you kind of don't need them, because you're going to get the 1 drop for sure with your Brawly's active main leader skill. And then you shuffle your deck, obviously, and then with his auto, when this card is removed from their battle area by a skill, if your leader card is a green Frieza's army card, you choose 1 of your green energy and switch it to active mode. So basically it just replaces itself. So you just drop him, use his auto, look at the top 5 cards in your deck, and then KO him, and then replace that energy, which is really good too. So after that, we're going to be running 3 Paragus of Sacrifice. So it's going to be a lot of Paragus cards, a lot of Brawly cards. This guy is truly the game, or the unique card of the deck, which is really good, because you just play him for 1 energy, which is not too bad, and then once returned, choose 1 green card from your battle area, then yeah, other than this card of course, and then place it in your drop area. So it doesn't KO it or anything like that, it just places it in drop area, but that still works with the Brawly Unrealized Ambition. Like, you know, and that's really good. So it gets around almost all other effects that like stops it from getting KO'd or anything like that. Then you draw 1 card on top of that. You want to basically put cards into your drop or remove cards from your battle area, and then you get the also +1. I mean, that's just how the deck works right there. Just 1 drop, KO 1, or excuse me, place 1 into the drop area, draw 1, get like Brawly Unrealized Ambitions auto going off, You add another life to your hand. There's so many pluses in this deck. It's insane. Then just because I really do I do like the structure deck, and I kind of want to keep it close to the structure deck as possible. We're playing 2 Ties That Bind Ba, and I like to play him because I really like the scene with Brawly and the Ba in the movie as well. I like how they got really close together, so I just kind of willing to keep that kind of synergy in the deck. And it's really good just in case they do get around your Brawlies somehow, whatever, your big Brawlies or things like that, you guys can continue on with the plays and things. So his effect is activation, or excuse me, active main. Place this card in the owner's drop area, then choose one Brawly BR card with the energy cost of 1 from your drop area and play it. So you just play him for 1 energy, and then you can bring this guy Brawly Unrealized Ambition back to play. And then since he's coming from the drop area, not your hand, you don't actually take the 2 life, so you don't keep killing yourself. But when he does get removed from the battle area, you do choose 1 or 2 life right there, and you can kind of restart your Brawly chain again and all over again if you have all the pieces in your hand, which is really good. For a super combo, running Defending Father Paragus. This guy is probably going to be one of the best super combos for green. Well, I'm glad he's not leader restricted, as in like just Brawly BR, but he's just green, so you can use it for almost anything. When you combo with this card, if your leader card is green and your life is at 4 or less, draw 2 cards, and then choose 1 card from your hand, any card, not green card, and then send it to your warp. So it doesn't go to the drop, it goes to the warp, because obviously they know you probably don't want to be warping in this deck as much, so like they don't want to add to the drop and things like that. But yeah, it's really good because it's not just green cards that you have to send to the warp, it's any card. Most of this deck is green, so it doesn't really matter, but still you can use it in a lot of other decks because of that. Then we're running Paragus Rampage Trigger. This card is really good too, just in case you don't have your early game combos, or you're trying to set up past like turn 3 if it's like going long because you're playing like stall decks or things like that. When you play this card, choose up to 1 Brawly control mechanism from your deck and activate it, then shuffle your deck. So you get to actually play that fill card straight, just because you don't have to pay the energy for it or anything like that. You don't add it to your hand, you just go ahead and play it. Kind of like the Bobbity leader card, like when you place this card in the leader area, go ahead and bring out like a Majin Boost ball, a sealed ball. It's kind of like that, so that's really cool too. Then he does have an activate main. Choose this card and 1 other card in your battle area and place them in their owner's drop area, and then choose 1. You can either choose 1 Brawly card with the energy cost of 6 from your deck and add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck, or choose 1 Brawly BR card from your drop area and add it to your hand. So this is how you recycle your cards. This is why we're not running any overwhelm, because we want to keep our cards in our drop. So you can either basically, so really good thing about him, you can actually play him, and then when we get into the 4 drop, like you can actually KO the 4 drop or replace the 4 drop into the drop area with him. Search out that 6 drop, and then you can actually use the auto on the 4 drop to bring out the 6 drop if you didn't have it in your hand. So this is how we get our combos off. This is why we're running 3 of this guy, because he's really good. He really, like, if you're bricking really hard, this guy will basically add the cards, the pieces you need into your hand. Then running 4 the Brawly Berserker Origins, because this is the main key component to the deck. Like having these 2, this guy is really easy to get, Brawly Ambition or Brawly Unrealized Ambition. Too easy to get, you're always going to have him first turn. It doesn't really matter because of the leader's auto or activate main, but him right here, we really need him in our hand, because if we have every other piece but him, like we can't start off anything. We're going to have to wait until 6 energy just to play our Brawlies. Like, we're not going to do that. So what he does, he has activate main once per turn. Choose 1 card in your hand, any card, no green card, no restriction at all. Then, activate battle, not main, even better, because you can activate during your opponent's turn. Choose 1 card in your hand, place it in a drop area, then choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or less and KO it. So any 1 drop or anything self-awakeners or anything like that that's coming after your leader card, you're just going to instantly KO it. And the saddest part about that, they can combo out, they can add like a double strike or anything up to like 40,000 power, let's say, and then you just drop 1 card and just bam, gun. It's like a revenge deathfall in that scenario, but instead of negging you 15k, it's just going to KO you instantly. Then it has another auto when this card is removed from the battle area or KO'd. If your leader card is a green Frieza's Army card, you may choose 2 cards from your hand and place them in a drop area. Then if you do, you can choose up to 1 green Brawly BR card with energy cost of 6 from your hand and play it. So like at first it's going to target your life on the Brawly Unrealized Ambition, then now it's going straight from your hand. Now you might think this is a lot of hand action, like it's negating a lot of stuff from your hand that you might need and things like that. But as we just spoke about before, the Brawly Evo Unleashed leader lets you draw up to 6. So once you go all the way down to like 1 or 2 cards in your hand, you can just attack one time and gain all those cards back to your hand. Then with our 6 cost Brawly, we're running 3 of these guys. We don't really need him as much because we have many ways to kind of get him back to the field of the battle area from the drop, even from the deck. But we have Brawly Power Unleashed. He has double strike and a permanent during battle with this card attacking. Your opponent cannot activate counter skills with the energy cost of 2 or more. So no Mafuba. They want to make sure this chain goes off, so you can't Mafuba him, you can't Topple him or anything like that, which Topple doesn't matter, but it's mainly just for Mafuba. They want to make sure this guy stays in the battle area because, like I guess maybe it would be a little different, like if you Mafuba him, because it won't, like I don't believe, like the skill might have went off, but it doesn't really matter because like once you Mafuba him, it's not considered to be on the battle area anymore and things like that. But they didn't want it to be stopped, pretty much. So they want you to keep going and keep going. So it does have a better activate main, kind of like an upgrade to the Brawly Berserker Origins. Once per turn, you can choose 1 card from your hand, or excuse me, activate battle. Once per turn, choose 1 card in your hand. Then if you send it to the drop area, then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, any card, not the attacking card or anything like that, and then KO it. So this will be activated during your turn or your opponent's turn. Then as an auto, if this card is removed from the battle area or KO'd, so they pretty much all have the same kind of text for that, for their auto. You can drop 2 cards again, and then play a Brawly BR card with an energy cost of 8. And then for our Brawly BR card, we're going to be playing the 8-drop Brawly Limits Transcended. This guy's really good too, because he gets around. He basically does what Brawly Power Unleashed does, but gets around barrier. So he has double strike again. He has the same permanent, so you can't use any counters when this card attacks that of 2 or more with the cost of 2 or more. Then he has activate battle, so you can use it on your turn and your opponent's turn. Once per turn, choose 1 card in your hand, place it in a drop area, and choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier this time around, and KO it. So this guy's 35k power. He's really hard to get around. He has double strike, so once they get this card out, it's going to be pretty hard to get around him. It's going to be pretty hard just to even attack. It's good because the only thing that's going to be able to be attacked without any threat, it's going to be your leader card. They're running 2 Brawly Control Mechanism. This is the field card. It has for a cost of 1. It has an activate main. Place this card in your owner's drop area. Choose 1 Brawly BR card in your battle area and place it in the drop area. Then draw 1 card. So this doesn't stay in the battle area. It just goes straight to the battle area. Then you choose 1 as well. So it's kind of like Paragon's Rampage Trigger, because those both goes to the drop area as well. But this is how you get your chain started too. If you can't find a way to KO your opponent or remove your cards from the battle area. Say your opponent's not playing any battle cards, so you can't use your leader's activate main to KO your card and KO their card. So your battle cards are just kind of staying in the battle area. You have Brawly Control Mechanism that removes them as well. And then you also have Paragon's Rampage Trigger. So those 2 cards do it. And we also have our counter Wrathful Charge that kind of do the same thing. So we have 3 different ways to remove our battle cards ourselves. So it's really good because you can't combo in them. That doesn't count. They have to be removed by a skill or KO. They're running 2 Shocking Death Balls because we do have a green leader. We want to be able to use it when we're all tapped out just in case, because we do tap out around turn 2 and then turn 3 if we get our combo off. If it takes that long to get our combo out. So we just take a life, and we have 5 cards or more in our drop, and then be able to negate the attack, and then we can also KO a battle card on our opponent's side for that's 2 costs or less, which is really good. So this one right here, Wrathful Charge, this is really good because if your leader card is green, you can negate the attack. Then you may choose 1 battle card. So it's optional. You may choose 1 battle card in your battle area and place it in the drop area. So it works for our effect. So that's a skill. So we'll be able to use our Brawly Unrealized Ambitions, or Brawly Berserker, all our Brawly BR card skill. Then if you do, your opponent chooses 1 card from their hand and places it in the drop area. So now we're negating 1 card from their hand, which is really good. So we're playing 2 on 2 with these counters. Then we're running 2 Preemptive Strikes because after we get our big guy out on turn like 2 or 3, depending on how fast we're going, we won't be able to use our energy as much. So we want to be able to control the battlefield as well, just in case they got some crazy stuff. We're running 2 Preemptive Strikes, so that's a counter card if your leader card is green. when your opponent plays a battle card 4 costs or less, we can use this card, and then instead of being played to the battle area, it's placed in a drop area instead. So it just negates the, it doesn't just negate it, it just sends it straight to the drop. It doesn't even touch the battle area, which is really nice. Then if they somehow KO all of our cards or something like that, and then we can't get our ties that bind by, things like that, we have Tragic Awakening. This is a really unique card. It's kind of like a world piece for the deck. It has an activate main, a Spark and 7 though. If your leader card is a green Freezer's Army card, choose one of your energy and place it in your drop area. Excuse me, place it in the drop area. Then choose up to one Brawly BR card with energy cost of 6 or less from your drop area and play it. So mostly you're going to be going for that Brawly Power Unleashed, which is really good there too. Just to kind of bring them back. But you do need to have 3 energy for this guy. So, yeah. And then a Kind Wish. This is probably one of the most busted cards in the game, because say your opponent has, like, I don't know, Vegito or something. Even though you can KO it with Brawly Limits Transcended, but they just have like a lot of blockers and it's just kind of stopping you and things like that. This card right here has a permanent. This card gains Desire in all areas, but this is probably one of the only Desire cards. There's a couple of them out there, like maybe 1 or 2, that has non-leader Shinron restriction, because just as if your leader's card is a green Freezer's Army card, choose all of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, then place them at the bottom of your deck. Then in any order, if there are no battle cards in play in your battle area, choose the one Brawly BR card with the energy cost of 4 from your deck and play it. Then shuffle your deck. So just say you couldn't get off your chain, they killed off your Brawlies, you couldn't get ties up on, you didn't want to restart the whole entire chain from the beginning and things like that, and you couldn't get any Tragic Awakenings, you play these Kind Wishes and then kind of just restart everything, restart their whole entire field, and then you start off with 1 Brawly Berserker with cards in your hand. You'd be all tapped out, but then next you know, you're just like, okay, go. Like, that's pretty insane from right there. But Kind Wish is really good. We're only going to run 2 because we don't really expect to get to 4 energy. We kind of want to finish the game way early before that. Then for our yellow cards, we're running 3 Bad Ring Laser, because I did want to put some yellow in there, like I said, just to kind of control the battle area. This is a counter, so you place 1 yellow card from your hand to the drop area and negate the counter. So simple as that. When they try to counter you, or they try to preempt strike you, or cold blast you, or something like that, you just go ahead and play Bad Ring, just pitch 1 yellow card and just negate it. They're running 4 Cold Bloodlust because we hate everything. Since our leader is a Freezer's Army card, we can play this card. If your leader card is a Freezer's Army card, excuse me, if your leader card is a Freezer's Army card, the battle card that's being played has their skill negated for the duration of a turn. These 2 cards, the Freezer's Call and the Freezer's Army card, have been reprinted for the structure decks, which I think is really cool. So we can expect in the future to have some kind of reprinted cards in structure decks. Maybe even Sensu being getting reprinted, and I think that would be a really good idea too. So we're running 2 Freezer's Army. Choose 1 Freezer's Army card from your deck with an energy cost of 2. Then place it in rest mode in your battle area, then shuffle your deck. I like this card just in case your combos are getting slow. Like I said, if you need the Paragus to sacrifice or defending Father Paragus, you have so many ways to search out your combo pieces, which is really good. For this deck, you can kind of really change it out. You can mix more yellow in. You can mix more other Brawly cards in. This is a consistent I got it going, but you can, if you really don't care about, like, if you want to just add up tons of pressure, you can go ahead and take out like a Tragic Awakenings or anything like that, and then add some like Overwhelm cards and things like that to kind of really add pressure, add some further destruction Champas. I think these guys having double strike already is enough, and they kind of can KO anything. I focus more on control, like aggressive control, because once you attack with Brawly Unleash Unrealized Ambition, and then you can attack with Brawly Berserker, and you can attack with Brawly Power Unleash, you can get 1, 2, 3, then Brawly Limits Transcended 4 strikes in without even attacking with your leader in 1 turn. Because like if this guy is in play automatically, if this guy is already in play, you can have 2 energy. If you have 2 green, that's even better because you can go for an aggressive style. And then if you play, say, like the Paragus Sacrifice, you can attack with this guy. They'll take it usually, or they'll defend against it. Doesn't really matter. You can use his auto to KO him, take the 2 life, so you can awaken. You can awaken on tap. You have 2 full energy. You have this guy on the body as well. You can attack your leader, this guy's leader cards again. If you have a way to if they have a battle card, you can KO your Brawly Berserker Origins as well. Play a Brawly Power Unleashed. If you have a Brawly Control mechanism, you can attack with him. Play Brawly Control Mechanism, KO or place Brawly Power Unleashed and Brawly Control Mechanism to the drop area. You'll be able to bring out Brawly Limits Transcended with still one energy open. So just in case, if you have another one and you're playing that SCR Secret Rare, which I took out this deck, just kind of keep it close to the structure deck as possible, you can literally bring out the Secret Rare in one turn and still swing with it and take out your entire opponent's hand. I might have got confused or a little mixed up there with the energy. I'll have to double check, but if you do this with 3 energy, you for sure can get that combo off. You can get your entire chain from Brawling Realized Ambition, Brawly Berserker Origins, Brawly Power Unleashed, Brawly Limits Transcended, to all the way to the Brawly Secret Rare that came out in one turn. And I think that's really insane. This deck has a lot of power. Like I said, if you guys have some other suggestions, you guys think something might work better, go ahead and comment down below and just mention that. You guys want to have some advice on how to beat this deck. It's pretty aggressive. I can give you guys some gameplays on that and how to stop it as well and how it plays. If you guys like the video, well, go ahead and like the video, and if you guys are new, please do subscribe. Well, until then, I appreciate you guys for watching the video, and I hope to see you guys next time.